Fingers crossed. Okay, ready?
Right, yeah, Martyn has 10 minutes on stepping into the world of extended events. Okay, off you pop.
Okay, cool. As Richard said, it's just a quick presentation on stepping into the world of extended events. We're going to eventually get to monitoring an individual query, but for now we're just going to be looking at the individual database and performance of queries on there. This is part one, because I couldn't get it all into the 10 minutes, so I'm going to move on quickly. Part will take, we'll have a quick hello, an introduction from me, we'll look at the aims, the outlines, have some wordy bits about extended events, and then we'll get into the playtime, a quick summary at the end, what's going to be in part two, and some further reading for you. So that's me, I'm Martyn Jones. There's my blog, email, and Twitter handle. Sorry about that. Oh, keep reading it. There we go. So yeah, a quick introduction into extended events, or X events as referred to. Won't go too much into depth because there's not too much time. And we'll look at how to capture execution times, reads, writes, see execution plans. And fingers crossed by the end, you'll have learned a little bit something new and seen how cool extended events are, and hopefully be looking forward to part two. So we're going to look at what extended events are, how to set up a new session, we'll touch on scripting, and working with the display within Management Studio. So extended events, they're a lightweight tracing and performance monitoring tool. It's designed to use very little system resources, be highly scalable, massively configurable, and from 2012 has a graphical tool to build extended event sessions. That's what we're going to be using today primarily. There's a huge number of events to choose from. There's 827, and it allows you to correlate all those different events into a single view. So without further ado, let's get on to playtime. I'm going to be using SQL Server 2014 Dev Edition and the AdventureWorks 2014 database. Give me 2 seconds just to switch on to that. Okey-dokey. So extended events are in the management node down here. You can see that okay? And we've got some sessions in here that come by default. I'm just going to add some new sessions using the wizard. So click on the new session wizard. And, let's see. Not on a screen here. Okay. So we're going to click through the wizard and give our session to start with a name. We're going to call it simple query performance number 1. And there are a number of templates you can use. We're not going to worry about any of those today. We're just going to go straight through and make our own one up. And we're going to pick a number of items here based on the word statement. You can filter by events, descriptions, etc. So just popping that in there, and it brings down just a few. Each one of those, as you click on it, tells you something about it down here, and the different event fields down here. So we're going to grab statement completed. You can double click to get it go across. And we're also going to grab SQL statement completed, SQL statement starting, and SP statement starting with 2, and pop a little arrow, pop them across there. Just go to the next down here. And I'm going to grab a number of different events for this. I'm going to grab the plan handle, which is down here. We're going to use that later on. The SQL text is going to show us what's being executed. And then the actual statement, if I can see him. Sorry, the actual task time one, sorry, down there. So you can see how long each statement takes.
Do you have a screen magnifier or zoom it or anything?
Sorry. I do. Oh, I think zoom it might have broken everything. There we go. Cool, sorry. So we've got the plan handle there, SQL text, and the task time. So here we get to filter on specific areas. So for this one, as I said, we're just going to filter on the database name. So we can scroll down and find database name. Move across a little bit. So I'm just going to pop out of Zoom for a second. I'll just put the database name in there. That means we're only going to be looking at events that actually go past the EventWorks 2014 database. We're going to save the results to a file. By default, it gives you a name, but it doesn't put it anywhere very sensible, so we're going to put it in C drive temp for today. And drop the size down a little bit to 500 megabytes. Enable the file rollover, so we keep changing, just have 4 files, so restricting the size there. You can also put it out to basically to memory, so you can review recent results in memory there. It's useful for smaller data sets, not continuous data collection. So we can click through there. This just gives us a summary of what we've done. I don't really need to go into this too much. It tells us what we've picked and our filters and whatnot. There we go. And we'll see that in a moment in the script. Just going to script it out as well. And click finish. That's going to create the event session. You have the option now to start the session immediately and watch live data as it's captured as well. I'm not going to worry about that. So this is a session as it's scripted out. There we go. And you can see basically what it does is it creates the event session and then adds a number of events. Each one of the events has got the bits we picked, the task time, plan handle, the SQL text, and it's got the where clause there for the filter. So they're really easy to read. What I normally do with these is break them down a little bit to make them a bit easier to read again. So it looks something like that. It's all broken out nicely, you can see what's going on, and you can add extra bits to it more easily. Cool. So now we've got our send event session. You can see it down here. We're just going to start that. Right click and start session. And we're going to pop off a little simple query just to select get date or the XAP database. It takes a little while for the data to get collected and pass through. By default, it's set for about 30 seconds that it can wait for. It can also miss the odd event if it's there's a heavy workload on the server, which is left at the default configuration, but I'll come on to those bits in the next session. So in a moment, we should see these start to appear in the target data file. Whilst that's waiting, it's going to pop off something a bit more interesting. Just another simple query here. Just again using one of the views within EventWorks there. So we're starting to get a bit of data come through. So we've got a completed event here, and you can see we've got the SQL text with our select get date, and the statement that was actually executed in this particular part of it. What I'm going to do is we can right click on these, which can show the column in the table. Makes it a bit more useful up there. There's also an extended events toolbar up here, and we can add columns in there as well. The statement completed is much more useful than the statement starting. It has a load more information in it. So I tend to work with those and kind of filter out the statement starting ones towards the end. So we can add in the duration, and we can add in things like the physical reads, the writes, and we should have logical reads in there as well somewhere as well. You can move them around as you want to.
1 minute, Martyn.
See what I'm saying? So then as we push down through the little queries, much like a quick store procedure here, so we're passing some parameters through. You can start to actually capture the parameters as well. Just execute that a couple of times. And then as this data comes through, you get loads more data in here. You can actually see it all coming through in here. And you've got your durations and whatnot there. Now we could collect the plan handle as well, which is here, so we can show that one in the table as well. And if we wanted to look up the plan for any one of these, you just grab this plan handle, copy the cell there, and pop it in to here, and fingers crossed, you should be able to get the full plan there. You can actually capture the plan as you go through, but obviously grabbing a plan as you're running through an extended event session is quite a lot of work for the machine to do. So it's much lighter if you can just grab the plan handle and look up the plan later. So that's pretty much all we're going to cover on that particular point today. We can see the number of reads we've got and the duration of each individual section of a stored procedure. Let's grab the presentation back a second.
Present to you again, Martyn.
Yeah. There we go. And hold on a second, sorry. There we go. So we've got an idea of what extended events can do in a very, very overview there. We looked at what data can be captured. We did a little bit of filtering on the database, and we looked at how it can be configured within the display within Management Studio. So next time I'm going to do a bit more scripting. Do tracking causality, which shows how everything linked together, so you can see all the different elements of a stored procedure, which individual parts are taking time. It grabs everything together. It's really, really, really cool. So that will enable us to identify some tuning points. We'll look at aggregating things on the screen, so you can more easily summarize stuff and exporting the data to Excel. There's a few links for you with some tiny URLs there at the end, just to X events 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's me.
Thanks for that, Martyn. There's obviously there is a whole load of work inside extended events, and it's a very complex subject to try and fit into 10 minutes. So congratulations for that. That was really good. Thank you.